Hi everyone, thank you all for joining me. We have just a moment before the wind starts back up, but I wanted to show you guys, it allows me to zoom all the way in now with this new update. That's cool. So if you guys have seen him before, you might see the painted eye at the end with the lips right here. Just the character right here painted in. You might see the carving for the eye though, back here as well. Might be a little bit more of a lifelike face with a band over his eye. And looking at the details in this clay pottery, we can really start to see all these incredible tool marks and colors. The way that they carved this out and flattened it, it's really beautiful. So looking at these things over the course of a few weeks here now, really a whole lot more has begun to pop out. And I wanted to share a few of these with you if I could, if you guys have a moment. Now, some of these are a little tough to see in the just direct sunlight, which is what we're in right now. But let me go ahead and get some angles correct and take a look at a few of these together. I'll try something a little different, kind of like a selfie stick thing, but this is a representation of probably a human and a bird mixed together. You can see the very dark black eye right here. And I want to zoom in because I want you guys to know that Creekstain's probably going crazy because I've been telling him all about this stuff. He's like, Don's nuts. But that is all gold. They encrusted their clay artifacts with gold, and all of that stuff that's stuck in there, it's big chunks of gold. And it's in the eyes of most of the artifacts, but in this particular one, you can see how as I get it smaller, it looks like a duck head pointing to the left with the orange beak, you guys can see. And then there's other little images in there too as you make it smaller. So it's kind of meant to be looked at from a distance, a lot of this stuff is. And you might be able to see the other silhouettes coming out. Just looking at them small, maybe a little blurry. And that's okay, because then we can zoom in and then you can start to see the details for the, of course, the center eye right there that can follow us around here. I'll try to stay out of the sight of it. And I know this is a little weird looking at this stuff like this, but have to understand this is the way the people that made the stuff looked at it as well. And so they looked at it for a long time and they looked at it from different angles. And by doing this, you're probably able to see some of the images a little better. So this large black one is actually just a woman's silhouette. We can put it like this. One of the images is anyway. We have the nose and then the eye could be somewhere in here. Just imagine like a silhouette on a coin. This is all of her hair here. Just looking at the black section perhaps. Then there's more and more on it though as well as we tilt it and move it. That one's a little tougher to show. This one has a lot on it. I haven't really been able to figure out everything, but I know we're gonna be able to see a lot more through the camera. There is, of course, this totem guy, which does stand up. His carving for his eye is in there, so he's got this V cut out. We can see all this other stuff going on, too. What looks to be like a bird. So we can see the beak and how the eye carving is done. So perhaps that's just a bird emblazoned on the side there. I believe that's what that is. You guys can see the bird's head. So it's the same style of prehistoric bird, just about all the time. See how the white, how this little dripping down section is actually the wings, and believe it or not, inside of that white section are petroglyphs. Those are little figurines and humans and animals. I really don't expect you to take my word for it. You could look for yourself though. You can see just if you look closely, you'll start to see some of the little human silhouettes using this as the eye, the open mouth here in this flat section, pointing to the right. And there you can see how the bird is on the head of what looks to be like a happy woman, with a big open mouth. She's smiling. I wish I could point this one out a little better for us. Right now, it came out really well. Before, but what we're doing here is we're looking at the color really well and the different layers. So perhaps we have an eye there, but think the easiest way to see him is this way. So we have the nose and then the painting and carving for this eye. It is just a headdress person with their mouth in, right in this section here. And there's so much on it that it's a little hard to interpret, but you guys will be able to see the different characters, painted faced characters, and in different styles and in different ways. So here we probably have the same as we were looking on the left side. We can see, well, we were looking at a right side profile before. Now we can look maybe at the left side profile, see perhaps a different one. So these were just entertainment. And of course we see the character now, he's kind of pointing downward, but this one is really cool because it has a lot on it to go through. So all these little silhouettes are just carved into the sides of these, you can see. And I do love the way the clay has stripes and things through it too. And a lot of this is very shiny, glittery. Of course the other side's just all charred, with its own high level stuff, probably best looked at night because it's black. So let's go ahead and take this one for a flip here. I'll show you the other side of it. Yeah, this is our eel. So we have this open mouth here with the orange and then different colors on the top of it. It's a little weird. It's important to note that none of these are unfinished. Everything is completely done. You can see the little human just sticking out right here. These were finished and buried ceremonially and trenched up in Smithfield, North Carolina, when they were doing the power feeders for a housing development. This one is really great. It has so much more on it than just the eye that we can see that follows us around. And I can try to make it a little smaller so you might be able to see some more, but you can flip it upside down and sideways and perhaps catch a couple different characters coming out. I'm sure. The one that I did want to talk about on this one, I think, that kind of took me a while to see, was this one. Oh, I can't see anything now. There we go. So on this end section we have this eye and then the mouth, so we're looking at just this outside image here with the painting for the eye, of course. And this one's unique to me because it has these really cool eyes. But then we can take this section out as it's supposed to come out, and you might be able to see a different style of silhouette there. So maybe not looking at this section, because this eye, see, that the reason why they didn't make this stuff super easy to see is because some of this stuff would just pop right out at you so quickly, and to be honest, I think they didn't want to make it creepy. I don't know, there was no other way to make a bunch of faces and animals on stones all at one time without overpowering the other ones. You know, it's a really beautiful, it's like the epitome of art. I don't know, I've never been into art really.